Happy Rocktober 25th. I'm Karen Peterson, certified music practitioner. I'm just gonna say right now, I have no idea how long this hood will stay on. Stay with me to find out. Can I get through the song? Who knows? It's live. This is my 6th Rocktober birthday fundraiser for the Music for Healing and Transition program, through which I am a certified music practitioner. I play in healthcare facilities. I've been playing at the bedside of patients since 2010, 14 years ago, at Cooperman Barnabas Medical Center in Livingston, New Jersey, near Newark and New York. And before I play tonight's song, which has just these lovely, lovely lyrics of, I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dream of. And I wish you joy and happiness. And I want to talk about being in the hospital. And a lot of times, folks in the hospital don't expect to be there. For sure, most people don't want to be there. And when you think of what are the things that are important to patients in the hospital, they want to go home. They want to go home. They want to get better, and they want to go home. They want to have control over what's going on with them. They don't want to be woken up, to have their vitals checked, or have someone ask them, how are you doing? These are things that have to be done in the hospital. We need to make sure that the patients are okay. So there is this balance between getting them healthy enough to be able to go home and bothering them. They want answers. They want to know how long it will be before they can be discharged. They want to know how long it will be before they're fully recovered. And a lot of times those things are very difficult, if not impossible, to answer, depending on time frame. So in this song that I'm going to play, there's these beautiful sentiments, and I for sure wish them to everyone, especially to the patients. There's only so much that we can do to bring happiness and joy to people. This instrument, bringing somebody live music, is for sure a potential way of bringing them a little bit of joy in the hospital. If they don't want to have the music, having the patient be able to say, no, please don't come into my room, is one of the few things in the hospitals that the patients are allowed to say no to, or really, that you can say no to and be listened to. If somebody says, I need to take your blood pressure, you can say no, but they need to take your blood pressure. So most of the time, when I play music for patients, the most common thing that happens is that the patient falls asleep. That doesn't make a really good story unless you really think about what does it mean to be in the hospital. And if you've ever been in the hospital or visited someone in the hospital, that can be actually really hard to be able to sleep. So if I can bring patients a little bit more sleep, that will help with everything that they're looking for: healing, discharge, recovery. I think this song that I'm going to play is very helpful towards that. I think it's very soothing, beautiful song. But probably the second most common, so that's the most common thing, people fall asleep. Most uncommon thing, but that does happen, it hasn't happened for me because it's very uncommon, is that there will be stories of people saying that a patient was in a coma and they woke up. They heard the music and woke up. This is definitely something you'll hear from just about in every one of the therapeutic music programs, marketing materials, because it is a thing that happens. Unusual, not the most common thing that has happened. The closest I've had happen to that, though, has been to play for a patient that was on palliative care. This is a patient who everyone has acknowledged, including the patient, that they're not going to get better. And the patient is slowly moving towards the transition part of the Music for Healing and Transition. And I played for the patient. I would have told you, if I had left immediately afterwards, if nothing had happened after I had finished, I would have just said, well, the patient was kind of in and out of sleep or in and out of consciousness. And I'm not sure what what they heard. But their family was there. I knew I wasn't making anything worse. And the family certainly was feeling, appeared to be, kind of like, sitting back more and not appearing to be as tense, taking in this music. But as I was putting the harp up, the patient opened their eyes and said, enunciated very clearly, that was very beautiful. And the family said, we have not heard the patient, speaking this clearly for a very long time. And I think that patient just kind of put all of their efforts into saying this, into expressing their appreciation for the space that the music created. So I think as I again, thinking of all the service, thinking of everything that patients are getting in the hospital, you're thinking more of like, oh, in order to have them heal and get them out faster, you need to give them more medicine, give them more physical therapy. But there's something else that will help with all those things work. There's something that can help make the medicines work faster, that will help make the physical therapy go faster. And that is just if they are in a more accepting, calmer state. I mean, if you think of just being physically tense, like how well is medicine flowing through you if you are all tensed up, if you aren't breathing deeply, how well is stuff moving in your body? So I'm saying all of this because for me to be asking for donations, oh, hey, can you donate so that people get music in the hospital seems frivolous. Oh, like they want music? Like what's like good for them and having their music. But this is something that is helping. This is something that is helping patients, is helping a family, is helping the staff. The staff get to hear this too, and when the staff are calmer, they're going to touch the patients with more calm, with more love, with more attention, with more focus, and they're not going to be as burned out and wanting to quit. So I do find it to be helpful, and as I've said before, in asking for donations, patients coming into the hospital, it never stops. Babies don't stop getting born. Cancer doesn't stop happening. Accidents don't stop happening. So whatever's going on in the world, there are always people coming into the hospital, and it's always there. It's always needed to try to help people in the hospital. All right. So that is my spiel. Please make a donation. Your donation helps get more live therapeutic music into hospitals. Here's the song. Let's see what happens with this hood. I'm happy with the outfit. I just don't know if it'll last. The song I'm going to play, it's I feel like it's a little too short, so I just made it a little bit longer. In the middle, I added something. So if you know the song, you'll come to a part where you'll be like, I don't know what she's doing now. I'm not saying I would do this for patients, but I just felt like if I'm playing for you guys and asking for donations, I want to give you a little bit more. Of course, you do get this extra with this great costume. So here we go. is I Will Always Love You. That is the cover rendition version by Whitney Houston from the movie The Bodyguard. Came out in the 90s, like her version came out in the 90s. This was like my first high school boyfriend. Like this was our song, because we didn't know what the rest of the lyrics were. We just knew the chorus was like, oh, I will always love you. And we were in high school, and we're like, oh my gosh, you're my first boyfriend, girlfriend, like, so I'll always love you. And I think we went out for like 3 months, but like that was a really long time because it was high school and it was like your first love. So it seemed like forever. And then, oh no, we broke up. And then we like kind of both like heard like the rest of the lyrics and we're like, oh, I guess that song is about breaking up. And then he broke up with me and got with the woman he eventually married. So that's cool. So they have a wonderful life. So I wish him joy and happiness and love, and he got that. That's wonderful. But this music is originally by Dolly Parton. And she this is about like leaving her business partner, who he felt that he had kind of brought her up in the business, raised her up, and she was like, okay, well, yeah, thank you, but I gotta go and do my own thing now, which is Porter Wagner. And I couldn't super find verification of this, but I think I heard this from a source that I trust, or I feel I heard this from a source that I trust, that he kind of came upon hard times, and she, like later on in life, and she helped pull him out of that. And she had the opportunity to have Elvis cover this song. If Elvis was covering the song, he's like, I need to have 50% of the publishing rights. And she was like, I can't do that. She wrote the song. So she was like really sad. She was like, I think Elvis would have done a great job, but I just couldn't give up my creative profits like that. And then eventually 90s happened. Whitney Houston covers it. It was like super top song in like 92 maybe it was. And she made a lot of money. So smart businesswoman, Dolly Parton. She covered it herself again in 1984, I think. I will post some videos and the links for you to enjoy. But it's just it's a pretty song, and even though it's about a sad topic, this is one of the songs when I play this in the hospital, people just have this kind of nostalgic feeling about it. And I don't think that they're listening to it. The enjoyment that I'm perceiving, I don't think they're listening to it thinking about breaking up. They're thinking about it as this, like, as a probably a bittersweet song, but like, hey, also they're in the hospital and things aren't going awesome for them. So I think it kind of meets in that middle of like, they have nostalgia for it, but it's not like overly happy. Lovely Dolly Parton, Whitney Houston song. I hope you enjoyed. This is the final stretch of Rocktober. This was the song you just heard was like, I guess the seventh of, there's 6 more songs after this. So it's Friday, and next Thursday is the end of Rocktober. Thank you so much for being with me on this Rocktober journey, and please make a donation. It literally sounds, it's like a cliche, but literally every little bit helps for sure. And thank you for supporting more live music in healthcare. And I will see you again tomorrow and the rest of Rocktober. Have a great weekend. Peace and be kind to each other. Wow.